Okay, perfect. So I'm going to quickly add you, or make you host again.
Okay,
Make host. Perfect. Enjoy the TR.
I am Nado. Okay, great
Okay,
stuff. Enjoy your day. Okay,
thanks.
cheers. Okay, morning, guys. Right. Just all that was about. He's for some reason can't be done my side, so he's doing his side with live stream in the cloud. Just go to the live chat. Not much point because you're here now, but just in future you can't make it. Just go to the live chat. I think general inquiries. I think Dwayne's there. He'll post you the link if you want to watch the recorded session because you missed it and you want to look at it or whatever. It's a bit boring when you're looking at it afterwards because you're not really interacting, but it's there if you want it. Okay, good morning, guys. As always, any new names up there? No. So you all know who the heck I am. No point in going further with that. Let's go straight in and share the screen. 1 second. Oh. Okay, there we go. Right, hope you can all see the screen now. Okay. I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes, 27 minutes past. We'll wait till half past, and a few other guys come in. There might be quite a new guys, and I'll go through saying who I am. I think they probably know it anyway, but just in case. I remember years ago, Frank Sinatra was saying when he came on stage, he never introduced himself because he assumed anyone's come to pay good money to watch a concert him in Las Vegas would know who the hell he is. I thought it was quite a good point. Hope this bloody thing is giving some doing all right yesterday, and it jumped up overnight. I don't know why. Bloody noise, I think. Don't anything more than buyers and sellers making a lot of noise up and down. But still, it seems to try to be coming off. So I hope it comes to the party. Aha, the new lady in here. Welcome, Celine. Yeah, good stuff. Good to have you here. You got all my details I posted off this morning. Great to have you in the trading room. Welcome. Yeah, just don't forget it's a forum, guys, where we chat. It's not a class where you sit down, take notes, go for an exam, or anything like that. It's where we discuss, come up with ideas. And I don't care if we're doing for 1 day, 1 year, or 10 years, or 50 bloody years, or whatever. We can all learn from each other and we all miss stuff. So, and it's quite frank, a lot of it's moral support. I don't know, Michael DeLongo's come up, or Edward's come up with a great idea, or Chantel, or whatever. And then it's nice to know other people support you. And the good thing is, if it goes pear-shaped, at least you're not going to be alone at going pear-shaped. You know what I mean? Or if it goes well, we can all pat ourselves on the back. So yeah, reminds me actually. Gerard's just coming in here. I just want to mention something on that. It's not quite past. Good to have you, Gerard. Now, Michael was also said he couldn't get into the NAS. Before, let's just start around. It's quite help us. Let's just do that because I have no problems this side. I quite know what it was all about. I don't know if you've got it sorted. You left click on the NAS. It's the micro, obviously. Right click, go to specifications, and then you go down and check all the information there. It says full access. So I actually do not know. I have no idea. And when Gerard came up, and you said anybody else, and yes, there was. It was actually Michael came up probably about 20 before you, saying he couldn't get into it. So I don't think he got it sorted. He went to the live chat or what the situation was there, but you definitely got full access. And as Michael said, there's no problem with having free margin. He would have said that anyway. If you hadn't got free margin, he'd tell you quite simply, not enough money. He would have said you can't get in there, and it certainly wouldn't say close only. So I don't know what that was about. I'm sorry, that really went above my pay grade head. Still no access. The only way, well, if you want to do the trade, you've got no choice. You have to go to tech support. I think Clinton, he's just left there. He's very jacked on that. He maybe try to start off with him at trade support if he's on. If not, to go to tech support. I'm sorry, I haven't got a cooking clue. Not a cooking clue, as an ex-lady used to say. Roger, you haven't, or I haven't got a cooking clue. I thought it was quite a sweet way of putting it. And I'm afraid I haven't. So you got me on that one. At least. So the tech guys might, and certainly Clinton might. Now I know what you're talking about. I do beg your pardon. Okay, right. Now I'm with you. No, I assume okay, no, the NASDAQ and the Dow micros have to now have separate accounts. I do beg your pardon. Okay, right. I do now. I know what you're talking about. I thought you did. You had no access, meaning it didn't have any. Okay, no, that's a good point. No, before you could have your 100 or 500 or whatever as part of the list. You know what I mean? Or I have. I've got certain privileges. Sorry about that, guys. But now you've got to open a separate account if you want to do the micro. It started last week. Sorry about that. Now it's all clear. So you can't do the micro. You can't load your watch list. You have to go to the live chat, not live chat. Sorry, the portal. Open up another live account, choosing the micro option, and then you can have it. Unfortunately, then you got to, of course, fund it as well. Either you transfer funds or funds separately. Clearly, that's up to you, and then you can go for it. Yeah, so that's what confused me. I forgot, of course, some guys are still going on their warring business. As far as not even on the spread side, I'm told. I think it's because mine's a 500-1. I've got it. I think it's you have to up a separate account, as far as I know. Someone's called support resistance. Yeah, I like it. Someone joining. Hey, it's bloody nuisance. In my pity, but they do what they do. Most of the head office, what basically is most of it is, which I'm glad I'm not part of, so I don't want it, is admins. Like the you have every to be a finance service provider and be licensed, you've got to have what's called a KR or key individual. And sounds great, but the problem is not they take the rap. That's one thing for any naughtiness that goes on. But more the problem, they get more stuck, not in trading, but on the admin side, the bureaucratic side, as I call it. And that's the last thing I want to do. I'm interested in trading and communicate with you guys. I don't get involved in bloody sorting out systems and oh god, no, admin. Not my idea of a fun day out. So let them do it. It is a pity, but I'm sure it's a good reason. But anyway, it's what it is. And it's not always easy when you ask somebody to get the straight answer out of them because if either don't know, they make up an answer, or if they do know, it might interfere with their narrative. And so, yeah, it's not always easy to get information that's got foundation, I found. Anyway, it is what it is. And it's not a big deal. Open another one and keep that separate. Okay, once you got decent, Tom, it'll be irrelevant anyway. Just do the normal NASDAQ like I do now. Don't forget, when you do the normal one, divide your volumes by 10. Remember, 0.1 on the micro is the same as 0.01 on the other. Don't forget. Okay, causing a lot of hassle that. We get a micro trade idea and on the normal one and wonder why they lost 1,000 instead of 100. If it goes right, or if it goes wrong, if it comes right, of course, hallelujah, happy days. Okay, right, here we go. Don't forget, as always, make sure you got the calculator, position size calculator. Make sure you read the signal properly. Make sure you get your volumes right. Again, I'll go on about it. I'm sorry, you guys heard it so sick to me, everything, but it's the major problem. It just seems to people not getting those volumes right. I don't know why. When you go shopping, you just don't go buy willy-nilly without checking the price and watching your budget. Same thing with trading. Make sure you get those volumes right. I beg of you. Otherwise, if you win, great. But the next time you lose, tears will come about. I don't want to hear from anyone who says, I really got slammed on that last trade idea of yours. I'm sorry, it went wrong, sure. But if you got slammed, you're overexposed. No, I don't. It's nothing to do. It's the Israeli situation, Michael. Nothing to do with profit take. You won't get you profit take. Go to jump like that. You know, a profit take. You get a bounce, but that's a spike. When you see a spike, it's fundamental. Like we do the CPI and the non-farms and that. If it comes a big difference, you get a bit of a spike. I'll give an example. We're on the 50-minute, tell you anything. If you saw something like that in the daily, that ain't profit taking. That's a fundamental. It might not be there. It's a 15-minute one, so ignore it. But that doesn't mean anything. But on a daily, you get a big bounce like that. That's a fundamental. Now, again, remember, we're emotional animals. And it's a not nice thing to happen, what's happened over there. I'm not going to get involved in the politics of it because there's too much emotion flying around there as well. But what I will say, though, that neither of them produce oil. So it's a knee-jerk reaction because it's in that area. When it's calmed down, it hasn't affected. Where the hassles come in, Oh, we've got a new guy coming. It's just WhatsApped him today, made him a VIP member. Great stuff. What happens is the problem is Iran. It looks like they're behind the funding of it. Remember, it's all about money, whether you like it or not. Terrorists needs money. You know what I mean? It's all about the funding, and they do produce oil, and that could have if the United States start talking sanctions and increasing sanctions, goodness knows what, that of course will affect the markets, oil in particularly. But it hasn't happened as yet. A lot of huff and puff while they put out a nice poll to see if our people agree. Because they don't want to do anything if people don't agree, then they're going to get voted in again. They'll have a nice round table discussion. And yeah, it's become a bit of a bureaucracy in itself as well. But yeah, we'll just see how it carries on. But the world's still trading. Bit of surprise in the jump on the stocks yesterday, like the Nasdaq and that. Don't know why that suddenly recovered. I saw gold, not gold, sorry, dollar came off a bit. Dollar comes off, that can affect it positively. But I mean, it was a bit of a larger breakup than I expected, to be honest. And it should have, in theory, a bit of a negative all worried about what's happening over there. But that being as it may, I'm still not that bullish on the short term on the markets. I still think we're waiting for a bit of a pullback before we resume the technical bulls, especially the technicals, because the world relies on it. But inflation is still a problem. Interest rates being increased are causing a problem for the banks and from the consumer's point of view. Oil prices are high. You know, a lot of people in decent jobs living month to month. People not very well paid are finding a battle just to make it through the month. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of issues there still got to be, I think, overcome before we start getting too strong on the bullish side. Anyway, that being as it may, so it is. Right, we're going to trade out yesterday. AUD CAD did okay to start off with. Then it decided to shoot up overnight. It's trying to come off. I think stick with it. Why stick with it? Go to the daily. It seems to be respecting that 50-day moving average. Anybody go through them, tell me, and I'll go through them with you. If you don't have them, tell me. If you don't tell me, I assume you have. You've got to interact on the live chat there, so I know what's going on. It's a forum. So we'll look at that in a moment, Reno. So make sure you got those on there because it's important. As you can see, it's respecting the dark blue once a 50-day simple moving average, and I do see some more downside coming in. Okay, and it's in the sell area because it's below the brown and the blue lines. Good enough. Okay, I just want to go through the trade ideas we got at the moment. I don't know if anyone took them. If you couldn't get the NAS, now you know the reason why, because you didn't have the separate account. AUD USD, all the figures were there. So if you liked it, you know, risk everything's there. Unless you did how to operate the platform, really no big questions to ask. It seems to be trying to come right. It's up about 1 or 2 pips, I think. It was 64 is the entry. 98 on the spread is the exit. So 2 pips. CPI's come out on Thursday. So if you're a nice profit by Thursday and you're not attending my session at 2:30, or I'm starting at 2 o'clock, be sure you modified your stop protect in case the CPI stuffs the system up. As you know, that's an important, very important fundamental. And either way on the dollar could strengthen the weakness depending on the figures coming out. So protect yourself if you're still in it by Thursday and obviously, hopefully in a profit. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Any of this is gobbledygook, people, you need to ask. I don't know it's gobbledygook because we're doing all the time. Hey, Chris and company, we assume you do know. If you don't know, it's no good nodding your head and thinking, what? He's speaking Greek to me, you know what I mean? Okay, right. So you need all those lines on the chart. The 4 moving average, very important, make a live trade life a bit easier. Now we go over to Rado. Remember, post trade ideas there. You can unmute and chat to me as well. It's a bit easier and a bit more depth to the question that can be done on the text. You can do a couple of times in the past. Is the Japanese yen, if it gets to 150, it's come off a bit. So the dollar yen come off a bit, so we're okay. If it gets back to 150 yen to the dollar, there could be a second time Japanese government intervention, which will strengthen the yen, etc. And that'll have a bit of an effect, clearly, be a spike. Okay, for maybe a few hours or whatever, before it resumes its trend. And the pound is also fundamentally a bit of a mess up. Not the pound. I mean, the country is not total mess, but it's not good. The balance sheet is not pretty over there. So they're both fairly iffy currencies on the slightly weaker side to be trading one against the other. As mentioned, I like to trade a weak one with a fairly strong one before I look at the chart. Example, the strong ones at the moment is the CHF. It's come back to the strong zone. And of course, the dollar, even though it's weakened a bit lately, I think you want to be buying it going forward. Now, we don't want to be shorting the dollar or the Swiss franc at the moment. We might be waiting to buy them, getting a decent entry. We don't want to be short at the moment. That might change next week, but might change by Thursday. But that's the way at the moment. Canada is also reasonably strong, not as strong as those two, but with the oil up at those highs at the moment, bouncing up a bit. Keep an eye on the oil price, export of oil. It's sort of middle to slight heavyweight, light heavyweight, something like that. So the bottom line with GBP, JPY, they're pretty even Stevens. Okay, they're not great, either of them. And it can be shown in the price action. It's not that much movement. Well, it's a bit more than I thought, actually. Doesn't look much on the chart, eh? A bit more than I thought. 80 pips, looks about 20 pips there, doesn't it? The bottom line is, it's in the neutral zone. It seems to be sideways. It's more of a range trade, actually. If you've got the time, you're not working full time or whatever, you're on the range, let's put on the 4 hour. Maybe short it down, and then when it bounces, buy it up again. But whether it's going to continue up or come off again, I can't make that call. I honestly don't know. It's just too many ifs and buts involved. So you want to range trade it, you do that. You got the time, must have the time to do it. If not, I would leave it alone. Donny's here at the moment. Pietro talked about that. He says, should we do short-term, maybe, or range trading? Well, number one, if you're doing range trading, make sure you got enough profit potential on the range because the costs involved. Number two, you need to be in front of your machine. It's not somebody you can hold down another job and do that. You need to be in front of that machine. If you can't do that, don't do it. And number three, he's got a point because this up and down all the time. It gets going and then suddenly it changes its mind. AUD, CAD yesterday. Then it goes and does well, and then suddenly shoots up, wonder why, and then it comes off again. And that can drive you insane. Good guys become bad guys become good guys within a few hours, which is very frustrating. But unless you've got the time to do it, don't the range trade, and just hope the overall trade will work out. Don't forget, I haven't got my trades up in front of me. The reason being, I don't like staring all the time because I've been doing it before, and even now it does my head in a bit. When you're beginning, it'll seriously do your head in. You got a strategy, you got your volumes right. Make sure that you can handle that strategy and then check it now and again in case it needs modifying your stop loss to reduce risk and in the end, hopefully get your stop into the profit zone so you make a money whatever happens, rather let the ups and downs play with your head. Okay. But I would leave this alone. That's my opinion with Reno. But as I've mentioned millions of times, I'm not 100% right. Nobody is. If somebody, Michael or Chris or Paul or anybody there, Anthony, Brian, Chantel, Fun just joined us, thinks it's a buy, please let us know. And I might even support you if you can convince me. Might take some convincing, but yeah, go for it. Anybody see this as a buy? Bit of resistance there as well. It's not helping your cause, I'm afraid, right now. Anybody see this as a buy? If not, we'll move on. Jacques, Gerard, anybody? Let's see this as a buy. Pietro, good you're here. Good stuff, yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad you're here. Remember what I just mentioned there as you asked me yesterday or the day before, or Friday or whatever. That's your problem. You need time for a range trade, but make sure if you find you got the time, minimum 50, preferably about 70, 80 pips range. Okay, we'll leave it. Okay. Sorry, Reno. It looks like leaving. You're on your own there, mate. Mr. LIA, yeah. I'm looking at the euro dollar. Had a bit of discussion our own meeting this morning, and we decided to put it out to you guys. If you guys like it, we'll do it. If we don't like it, we won't do it. Got it set up there, put it back on the daily. It's been a downward channel. It's fairly obvious. Now I put the lines in there. It's the top of the channel. I think the dollar knee-jerk rash came off a bit, but I still say I think the dollar might move back up. That's what I think anyway. So I was looking for a short on this one. What do you think? What do you guys think? Bearing in mind, if you do short it, you've got the PPI tomorrow at 2:30 and the CPI 2:30 on Thursday. Just bear that in mind. I'll put the economic calendar up while you think about this. Just want to make sure everyone's got it, just to keep a check on it. These are important fundamentals. You need to be aware of them.
After Friday, I'm a bit concerned because the dollar don't know what it really wants. Or the
couldn't put it better myself. Exactly. I wouldn't be too keen on the dollar. I'm worried about that. They might change their mind and suddenly intervene earlier. I'm very worried about dollar yen. I'll come to it in a moment, though. This is the yields on the 10-year note, and I'll put up the DXY. Save them all if you haven't got it. I think one of new faces in here. Great to have you. There you are. Save them all. Okay. Right. If anyone wants my number, as long as you've got a funded account, let me know and I'll post it for you, my WhatsApp number. What's the, oh yeah, sorry. That means leave it alone. Yeah. It's nothing to do out there. It's just, it's a trading room jargon. It's unique, bespoke to this trading room. Like the cluck cluck club when you're checking out of a trade. It's not used on Bloomberg, put it that way. You bloody cluck clucks. I don't think they'd say that somehow. Yeah. Okay. Fair comment there. Fine. More than fair comment. Yeah. Other than that, what do you think, guys? Euro dollar? Gerard likes it. Just to tease it, Gerard, he's known as the Rambo, by the way, guys. You're a Cluck Club member or you're a Rambo Marine. Okay, right. I'll put it up, see what you think. Let's make it 4 people. 4 people or more like it. I'll post to the company WhatsApp group and see if they want to send it out. Put a bit more out the way, round about there. What's it say? 106.30. Too tight, tell me. The stop that is. Don't forget, keep the stop away. If you modify a stop, don't get too damn close. You will get stopped out in the noise. And if it reaches its target, it will not be happy chappy. 1.0460. 1.04. Make it 65. No, maybe not. 1.040. What the hell have I done there? 1.06. Can't even see the bloody thing. 1.046. That's better. Okay, there we are. As we discussed that. Oh, that's very technical. Well done. Yeah, we're talking about that. It's the 5th wave. I would normally do an ABC. If the Elliott wave is 5 waves, then the ABC. But I don't worry about the Elliott wave right now. I'm talking about AB. ABC, ABC, ABC. I think it's the 5th wave. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking anyway. What do you think, guys? There you are. $125 a micro. What do you reckon? Okay, Nolu likes it. Anthony likes it. I certainly do that, Gerard. That's what you should do. Thanks for reminding. Must do that. Just looking at that to start off with. Okay, let's have a look at that. We'll start off with the longer term. Weekly. Weekly, it's still sell zone. We're all right there. A little bit of resistance there, which has been defended on the weekly. That was one we did look at earlier on. It's been defended on the weekly. which made one of the guys there a bit hesitant. So I thought I'd put it to the trading room. The 4 hour, it's respecting the area on the 4 hour. So the 4 hour, I think you're okay there. I'll zoom in a bit if you like, minimize that. It's respecting it there on the 4 hour and the daily. The hourly, not it tells you a hell of a lot on the hourly, but it's okay. But the one little one was the fact it's a bit of resistance. Probably a bit clearer here. It's a little bit clearer here. It seems to, respecting this bit of resistance here. That's probably clearer still. There we are. It's respecting that at the moment. It might have to break through first. I don't know. But that apart, I think it's looking not too bad. So what do you think?
Roger, can I
Yeah.
ask something, please?
Yeah, of course.
I've seen it before where you put those, obviously the straight line indicators and the trend lines and stuff when you go into a trading room. Could you maybe just explain to us what points you looked at and where you put your trend lines, how you analyze that
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
be assured and say it's not going to maybe now bounce and just go into a buy?
Okay. Just for answer, just look at this. Look at. Okay, so there's not 4 people supporting it. We'll hang 5 on that. Are we agreed on that? There's not. There's only a couple of people seem to like it. Well, there you are. If you like it, I'll just save it anyway for answer the question. Because you open a bit of a can of worms there, in my opinion. I want to explain why in a moment. Just want to save this.
Essentially just your
Yeah.
analyzing
Yeah.
process.
No. This is the problem I have with trend lines. Come back to that. I suppose you can record it. Yeah, you can record, I suppose. Right. Anyway, yeah. The problem with that, I've often said, with a major problem with trend lines, I'm glad you actually asked it. So I got a reply to this. Sorry, call came up. Okay, where was I? Yeah, the major problem I have with trend lines is just that question you 100% asked there. I'm glad you brought it up. Have we got that? I can knock it off if you've all got it. Got it saved anyway. I'll show you what I mean. As you've seen here, I've used the wicks. Okay, some guys would use the body. Some guys use the, where is it now? They use this one here. You get the idea. So use the line chart, or we go back. Okay, where was I now? Yeah, if you're losing the line chart or using the wicks, or some people use the body, and each one has an individual take on it, and they have a problem with that. I've mentioned this before. You see that area there? No one's got an individual take on that. That is blindly obvious to a 1-year-old. Never mind a 10-year-old. That's a high. Okay, maybe a 1-year-old's pushing it, but you know what I mean. That's it's not even up for argument or debate. That's a high, finishing clear, 100%. The problem with that is it through there, or is it through the line chart to take the body, or the candle chart take the body of the candle, or the line chart? So that is why I don't often use trend lines that much. However, I have done it in this case just to see a specific channel which is seen to be respecting. So this case, I took the wicks. That's the reason why, Chris. But just bear in mind, when you're normally setting a trend line, be very aware of that, because people might not respond to it. Why is it not bouncing? Why is it going down further? Because they might have put it on the body, or they might have put it on, or it might have bounced off a body trend line, or it might have bounced off a line chart trend line. That is the one issue. Are we clear on that, guys? And Chris, who asked the question.
Yes, I'm clear. Thanks.
Yeah, it makes sense, hey? I hope that makes sense. That's why you don't see me do it that often. But I did it for this occasion, just see the channel Because you like the channel indicators as well, hey Pietro. But I saw that channel there, and it's got the ABC wave as pointed out by Nolu there as well. And looks like the ABC is still being respected, and that's what I thought some downside would be like to be chatted about here. But yeah, going forward, guys, be careful of that trend line, because there's a very good case to be put for the 3 scenarios I just gave you. Okay. And people tend to react to something. If you see a high up there, people are going to react to it. If they see a very strong resistance here, let's say there's a whole myriad of candles there, it's pretty obvious that's a strong roof, a bloody concrete strong roof, and you're going to react to it. You're going to try and break through it. You're taking you in a nice profit. Rather take your profit. It's likely to be a lot of TPs there, a pullback. So that's a bit more straightforward. It's made obvious, but these aren't as obvious. I always say like the small pothole could be missed. The big hole potholes you don't miss. Okay. So which is good in a way. When you see bloody great potholes, you don't like them. But actually, I'd rather a bloody great pothole you can't miss than a small one you do miss, and you buggy your car and it shocks in your tire up, you know. Okay. All right. So there we are. So we'll move on for the euro dollar. Keep an eye on it. 107.5 on the bid. We'll look at it. If it comes back up there and you like the trade, a few of you like it. Let's say 4 people like it. Remind me. We'll do it and I'll send it out. We'll hold 5 for the moment. Is that the consensus? If not, say so. Good enough. Thanks for that. I need people updated on that. Right. Okay. Well, just before getting to it, I'll tell you why I'm a bit worried about the US dollar yen is it's very much consolidated. Let's have a look at the band. It's 80 pips, just about enough to range trade, but is a bit of look about an 80 pip kind of a range, if you like, and it's the top of the range. Will it break higher? We'll need the dollar to get movements going. If it does, you've got to have 100 pip TP because you want to be out before it gets to 150. In fact, you know, if you see at the top of the range, it breaks through. This is holding at the moment, so you got to buy it up there. If you buy it up there, you got about a 50-60 pip TP. Means you're talking about a 30-35 pip stop. So unless you're range trading, it's not enough. And I wouldn't want to be in it at 150 on the long, just in case you intervene again. Okay. So for that reason, I'm going to leave that one alone. Hope that makes sense. If you want to do it, let me know. Of course, it's up to you. But I personally recommend you leave it alone for that reason. Fair comment. Okay, hope everyone sees the rationale behind it. That's the most important. Not just say because Roger said it, the host said it. No, that got nothing to do with it. Okay, I've got a proper rationale for it, and I've got to understood that rationale obviously as well. NZDJPY. It may ask, does it be going down? Well, oh, this one. I'm just not keen at this stage to get intervention of buying the yen. So if you're going to be selling the NZD, you're buying the yen. And until it gets to 150, then it's a different story. You get intervention, which is unfair, but that's the way it is. I'm not that keen on buying the yen and selling NZD. If anything, it could actually have further upward movements, but it's right at resistance. Either scenario does not give me confidence to recommend a trade right now. Sorry about that. Love to support you, but rather I didn't support you with the honest what I take and not lose a couple of bucks and just say, yeah, go for it, Reno. You know what I mean? But I would leave that alone. Those are reasons why. It's right resistance. Could get some more up there, but then I'm worried about the yen intervention. Until the yen intervention may or may not occur again, I don't want to be buying it. And the NZD is slightly stronger. It's even stronger than the Aussie at the moment. So I'm not going to be selling that for that reason. Okay. It might get a pullback, but I don't know how far before it continues up. Then you're caught with your trousers down. I'm sorry to embarrass Reno here. Have you seen his trousers down? Not a pretty sight. Only kidding. Okay, so we'll leave that alone. Probably wife disagrees. I'm only joking, guys.
Hi, Roger.
Oh, hi. Good day.
Hi. I just I have a question to ask you.
As long as it's an easy one and I can answer it, otherwise I'll sulk.
All right. I was just wondering, you speak of pips, right? So I was wondering, what is like the minimum, maximum amount of pips in order to enter a trade?
There's no real minimum maximum. Depends on costs involved. I mean, on this particular trade there, the difference between the sell and buy price is 3 pips. Ignore the point, remember, guys. Ignore that figure there, little figure there. Ignore it. So actually, it's a floating spread. It's about 3.5. Some call it 4 pips. Never mind 3. Call it 4 pips. Okay, so you got to take that into account. I personally, unless you're range trading, I don't really like to go with a target less than about 80 pips, which means your stop loss has got to be probably around about 50 pips or less. If you have a stop loss of 30 pips when you take a trade, it's a worry because it could get stopped out in the noise. I give you an AUD CAD yesterday. See what it's doing at the moment. What's it doing at the moment? It's still trying to break through back down below the 87. Hope it occurs. Of course, most people are short on that one, but you would have been stopped out and it's come back off. It went up to about 87.30 odd yesterday overnight. So it's too close. So that's why I normally look for something like a minimum of 80 pip target, preferably over 100, so I can start looking at 60, 70 pip stop losses, giving the damn trade some room to breathe, if you see what I mean. You need to give room to breathe, the ups and downs. That's what I mean by that. Last thing you want to do is get in a good trade. The up and down noise stops you out. You don't make a buck or even lose a couple of rand, and then it goes on and does well, and the trade idea was good. You see my point?
All right. Thank you, Roger.
I want to mention something else, guys. I mentioned again and again, I'll do. Give the trade a chance. The ups and downs, staring at it plays your head so much that when it eventually goes back to a profit, you take it too quick. If you trade on that aspect, you don't have much chance of being successful because you've got to win so many trades to make up the one where it goes all the way and stops you out. So you've got to, let's say, 100 pip stop loss. That one trade, it stops you out. You lost that one losing trade, lost 100 pips. But if you take 20 here and 25 there on the winning trades, because you're getting scared of the ups and downs and not giving the trade a chance to follow through, you've got to win maybe at least half a dozen or so to make up for the losing trade. And that's unlikely. You know what I mean? To get 6-1 risk a winning situation, that's for the YouTube guys. You get the point. That's for the YouTube guys who on Instagram will put all that out, which I don't always believe it. Or they had a good run and they're putting that out. Forget to tell about their bad run. But consistently over a long period of time, you're not likely to get 6 out of 7 right. So it's very, very unlikely. Okay, so we want to be realistic on that. Okay, so you want to be able to say, when I win, I've won at least as much. Not always the case as my loss, but at least not far off it. And sometimes, hopefully, you want to win more when you win than lose. So give the trade a chance. So if you're getting nervous, rather modify your stop than jumping and taking it. Sometimes you wish you had taken it. I get that, depending on market movements. But because always remember, guys, there's millions of people trading, a lot of them emotionally, and a lot of it doesn't make rational sense when it occurs. But protecting the downside, modifying, but if you do continue to take your profit too quick, you will find you're missing out on some really super trades. You're already out of them, and it hits the TP, and sometimes further down, people modify the TP. They got 200 or 300 pips on the Forex out of that one, and you made 20, 30. So you've got to win a hell of a lot to make up for it. Just try and remember the sums involved on that. Okay, and always get your volumes correct. Don't overexpose. I don't want to hear again anybody say I got badly slammed on that last trade. If that's the case, you went in too big, you're overexposed. Or, I hit my target, only made 10 rand. Well, that's a bit of exaggeration, 10 rand, but that means you're underexposed. And remember, one size doesn't fit all. One by 0.01, one by 0.05, one by 0, depending on the risk reward you see on the signal. Try and learn that. And there's no good putting another 10K in your account and doing exactly the same tiny trades. What's the point? The whole idea in adding funds is to diversify and increase your risk so you can increase your position size, so increase potential profit. You've got to understand those basics. And it's not rocket science, but people seem to be battling to get that concept. You must get it. It's very important. I will repeat it again, but let's move on in the meantime. I think I made it clear this time round. Okay, so we got a couple of trades out. Let's just have a look at them, see how they're going. We'll start off with the gold. Gave us some jip, but he might come right on it. 55 was the entry. On the sell, as far as I've got down here. Don't know what people got in, maybe a different price, I don't know. It jumped up, as you see the gap there. Simple reason for that is blah blah blah. Yeah, because that Israeli carry on. But I think it's going to come back. It seems to be holding and coming back. So if you're okay with that, you're okay with that. You weren't stopped out to see if it comes back. Okay, that wasn't our fault. That happens. AUD-CAD, like I mentioned, it's giving us some jip, but it seems to be trying to move and break through. Respecting the 50-day moving average, 86 was our entry. It's a little bit, well, 20 pips above it, but it's not astronomically above. Hopefully it'll break through and start coming right. Okay, that's from yesterday. I think most of you guys are out the previous trades. If you're 108, 110 is a CAD JPY. That's going back to last week. That's doing very well. Modify your stop if you're in there. It's only got 55 pips to go or so. To hit the TP if he gets there. Modify your stop. Make sure you don't lose on the trade. Maybe you can put it around figure, I don't know, 160, 109 or something, up to you. But modify, protect yourself. I think most of the guys are out the other ones. If you are in, we can check and modify if you're happy with them. The ones we just got today, we just mentioned AUD-USD. That one we just entered. That's a couple of pips profit, but it's a bit slow to say anything on that one. And you just started, give it a bit of a chance. The NAS was 60. A couple of that's about breaking even, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, so that's a bit of an update. Any questions on anything else before we move on? Don't forget, you can go left click on the highlight any instrument, right click, then left click on specification. That'll give you all your details, like full access, close only, or short only, or whatever. I don't know. It's all there. Your margins there. Divide that figure into 100, it'll get your leverage. And you've got to know the leverages, contract size. It tells you everything there. So you need to know all that. Save your chart. So as we're on that subject, go to templates, save your templates. So yeah, then you got them there, put your name in, save it there. If you got them saved, if you go to templates, there they are there. So you must know that. And make sure you got those moving averages on there. The 50 is the blue, the 100 the black, and the 200 is the brown, and the maroon one or magenta one is the 10. All simple moving averages. Put them on there, act as support, resist, and it fills the buy, neutral and sell zone. And very useful, make trade life a lot easier. Save those and then move forward on that. Okay, hope you all got that. If you haven't, please do that as soon as you can. Strongly advise it. But if you got that, Celine, and that, fairly new here, make sure you got that saved. All the other indicators used with pleasure. A lot of people love them, but don't forget they are lagging. They won't tell you what's going to happen to the price. They tell you what has happened. Big difference. I was looking at sellers that one as well, but I chose the AUD because it's a slightly weaker, and I think technically we've got to see a break on it. I'd like to see a break of this guy here to get the sell zone. If you take it down, there's only 40 pips, you might get a bouncing noise. That's the reason why I didn't recommend the sell idea. If it breaks here and then opens up and then comes off in this zone here, then we know the dollar index is going up. We know it's stronger, the dollar, then we can sell it. At the moment, I would stand aside for that reason. Okay. Edwin, are you agree with me on that? But that's my thoughts. Okay. Muzi will come to you in a moment. Those are my thoughts, Edwin. Are you happy with that? I'm waiting. Anyone disagree with me? Do you want to go in for it now, or do you agree with me? You should wait for the break. It's only 40 pips away. We could get some noise or a bounce from there. Antonio says, wait. What have we, Edwin? Do you want to wait on that? Those are my thoughts. Getting some back from Pietro. These guys have traded before, Paul. That is the reason why I didn't recommend it, by the way. Okay. And these guys Yeah, it is rather strong lately as well. It's actually quite right. It's quite rather strong, rather trying to freak one. Okay, we're all agreed on that. Fantastic. Okay, great stuff. Thanks for the backup, guys. That's what I need. Move on. Oh yeah, what's your question, Muzi? Go for it. You can unmute if you like and ask it verbally.
Yes, Roger, thanks. I just wanted to check, how do I differentiate between the Nasdaq Micro and the Nasdaq Standard on that market watch?
Oh my goodness.
I heard someone said it must be a dot or something.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I think you've got to actually told and open a separate account for it. But the Nasdaq's got 3 little dots there. Can you see it on the screen? And that one there. But let's go to the Nasdaq, the normal one. Doesn't say micro, does it? Probably just to check it. Go to this one. It says micro in your face. So don't worry about those 3 dots. Rather read it in, in Latin or what a micro is. It says micro.
Okay, I'm there and I need to trade Nasdaq Micro today and I'm not seeing it on my market watch.
Yeah, the reason is because you have to upload it. So what you'd not upload onto there is a separate account. You need to go to your portal, guys, and then open up a live account like you did with the one you've already got, and you choose an option, right? The option you choose will be the micro indices, and load that up, get that all sorted, and then transfer or load funds into it, and you can trade the micro. Do not do the normal micro unless you got a minimum of 5,000 Rand in your account. If you got less than 5 grand, do the micro. And if you're nervous of the Nasdaq, even if you got more than 5 grand, maybe still do the micro. If you got 15, 20 or above, well, if you're nervous, don't trade, because there's no point using the micro then.
So what are you saying? I must trade in the Nasdaq Micro on a different account, not this one I already have. My live account.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You got to go to the portal and go and open another live account using the option of the micro indices and open that account. Yeah. If you have any problems with it, your account manager will assist you with it, or you can go to the live chat. They'll assist you. I'm involved in trading, I'm sorry to say, so I'm busy on that. I can't assist you, but that's the intermediary. Remember, I offer advice, and I'm really here the one who is qualified to give advice, so my time is taken up with that. But the intermediary side doesn't require trading advice. You don't have to be registered with the FSCA, the regulating body. They're not regulating like that. They can help you with intermediary areas like how to open another account or that sort of thing. They'll assist you there. Unless you can do it on your own. Similar as the last one, just perhaps a separate account, and then just transfer on the portal. Or add funds, it's up to you. But just bear that in mind, guys. Even if you got 5 grand, you're starting, you want to do the NAS, start the micro just to get your confidence going. But once you've got your confidence going, you probably might be able to do the normal one because you've got the funds to do it. If you've got less, I don't care how good you are, you'll be overexposed on the normal one because it's a 10 contract size compared to 1 contract size on this one. So the other one, 0.01 on the normal one will be 10 times the risk. So this says, let's say 60 Rand a micro or 40 Rand, whatever it is, that'll be 600 or 400 per micro. And that starts getting 10 grand marks. You know what I mean? Otherwise you're overexposed. Hope we're all clear on that. So just come up, we'll read some here. Just do beg your pardon. Just going to read some here. Okay, so I had to reply to that. I just want to mention, it just came through there. Guy needs to be contacted about placing a signal. I want to add to that. It's not my job to teach platform training. That's Clinton's job, and it's your job basically to take responsibility to go to the class, learn to operate the platform. Brokers don't teach platform training. That's for other people to do, intermediaries to do that, basically. You get my point. I assume when you start trading, you know how to place a trade, and that's what platform training is for. Okay. Well, not again. What is it doing? AUD, I don't know. I'll check the economic calendar. Nothing from there. Why would they're all asleep now anyway? It's not a spike. Get me worried there. I think about a 50-pick spike or something. That's what you're on about. What the hell happened there? No idea. It's not. What's the size of it? Put in perspective. What's the size of that spike? 17 pips. No, that's not much for fundamental. All I can say, maybe a big player got in or out. A very big player could move it. It's not a fundamental. It's not that big. I'm just assuming. I don't know. I'm assuming maybe a big player got in or out. I don't know. It's strange. Is $1 falling? Let's check on my other screen. Give me a good point there. Yeah, a little bit, but not. That's more noise. Nothing special. So yeah, good question. Can't answer it. Well, I can. I'll give my opinion, but it's not big enough for a big bomb to go off, and there's not that. But it'll come off on the hourly, but it's not phenomenal. It's only come about 10 pips the last hour or two. But yeah, it's just. I think it is. It's just doesn't get going. Maybe a lot of guys out there got sick of it and decided to clamber out, or they're short and it bounced on the short covering bounce maybe. Just at that moment, but we'll see. It needs to break through that 87 to get going. It's causing. That's where you need grit and patience, eh? Let it run. It just stops in place. Let it run. And the 15 minutes, such a short-term period as well. Especially be coming in. I think just let the damn thing run. Okay. Right. Anything else to mention? I think I've covered most of the things there. Okay, I think you've all got my number. I'll put it down anyway, but please only, hang on, put it down first. On the WhatsApp, by the way. Don't forget, I'm not an account manager. I'm there to assist on trading queries. I'm not here to teach a platform, teach your platform trading. If you don't want to place a trade, you need to go to platform trading. And I do believe there's videos on your LMS when you log in. That is your responsibility to do it. We provide those for you. And that's stock market covers, nothing to do with me. But if you've got a funded account, you know how to place trades, I can assist you. Not on demos, on funded. And when I say funded, I don't mean 200 Rand. That's not a funded account. If you try and trade 200 Rand, you're wasting your time, never mind mine. You need a funded account. You need capital to trade with. And 200 Rand, unfortunately, is not capital. Even if you think it is, it's not. This is a $1 trillion industry. You need capital. Not enormous. Don't panic on that. But you got no chance with such a small amount. Can't diversify, can't do anything with it. So either do it or don't do it. You know what I'm saying? And the amount of work you put in with a 300 or 400 Rand, and the kind of money, if you do succeed, is unlikely, is such pitiful. It's like working for 1 Rand a day. Why would you? Remember, if you put nothing in, you get nothing out. It's the way it is. I see the sellers are coming back in again. We're all clear on that. Okay, right. Ship sell on that one. I thought we might get another chance after intervention on that, but we missed it, unfortunately. GBP CHF won another bash at it, but it's not really getting going. That's a bit better. I want to sell this one again, but it's not really getting going. It's a problem. But if we can get a better price, keep an eye on it. We'll sell that one. And I made some good Tom on that, on selling at a higher price. So we get something going on there. GBP USD is another one I was looking at. Well, I was hesitant. It's not really getting going either. So I left that, but it might come right, but I don't know, a bit iffy on that. So, and to be too overexposed in the dollar coming into the, coming to the CPI, tomorrow, sorry, Thursday at PPI tomorrow. I thought, let's not get too cute. Hope you understand what I'm saying there. Those are two major fundamentals, Wednesday and Thursday. So just be careful getting overexposed on the dollar. And going forward as well, maximum 3 exposed to one currency. Once you go, let's say, doesn't matter which currency, you got 4 open trades and 4 different on the same currency, in like pound, yen, pound, dollar, whatever, you're overexposed then to the pound. You see what I mean? And if pound something goes wrong, it's going to hurt you. Roger, I want to ask some about fundamentals when they come out. Do we have some funders coming out along with them? And I think we should always Roger, I want to ask something about big fund. The 2 biggest moves the market, 2 I mentioned. The others can if there's an enormous differential, but otherwise not normally. We tried a couple in the trade room here, and they haven't got enough movement to justify a straddle trade, which I assume that's what you mean. Basically, fundamental as regards an unknown. Well, the fact's an unknown, like a bomb going off. We didn't know it's going to go off till it's already done, and then immediately that's discounted into the market. So we can't make use of that. So I'd do one every bloody day if we could find it was worthwhile. What a bloody pleasure. Absolutely. But we tried CPIs and GDPs on the pound, on the euro, and that's it. They ended up being damp squibs. Okay, so I'm just going to stick to those 2. Even the PPI might get a bit of movement, but will it get enough, you know? So that's the reason. I want to buy it, but I missed the bloody... I hope I answered your question, by the way, as I move on. I want to buy it, but I think I missed the boat there. Yeah, I think I missed the boat there. I'm certainly not going to be selling the Swiss franc 50-day moving average or no 50-day moving average at this stage of the game. Anything might change it down the line, but not in the near term. It's in a battle to get through. If it gets through, you might have a shot back up if we can find enough meat on the bones to do it, enough profit potential. That's what I mean by that. But at the moment, I think just missed that trade. Pity is a big word, yeah. I haven't actually missed it. I've checked, thought a couple of times, thought, a little bit iffy on the yen, maybe, and then hesitated and then moved further up and it went outside a decent trading entry. If it pulls back, we'll remind me, we'll look at it again. If it breaks through, my only worry if it breaks through, we're looking here, which that's, yeah, you might get something. You might get something that breaks through, but it's just Fang 5 for the moment, my opinion. It's CAD JPY. I hope you guys are still in. Haven't been stopped out or anything like that, or taken the profit too quickly. It's marching on. Only 40 pips to go now to the target. I hope guys are still in that one. I hope you're modified, of course, protecting, but not just taking it. If you take it too quickly, you're missing out. I know a few people have already done that. It's a bit of a pity. It's doing very nicely. Okay, so I hope guys who took the trade are still in it and haven't just nervously take your profit too quick. It's not a way to make money, taking the profit too quick and holding on to stop losses till the maths are against you, clearly. I explained it's obvious, really. So, yeah, give a trade a chance. Hope people are still in that trade. If you are, let me know. And then we can look at a stop loss modification or something. But if you're all out of it and you took it, you went out too quick or your stop loss was too close. I know, because I'm still in. I'm pretty sure I am. Why am I not in it? I'm looking at the wrong one. Sorry, CAD JPY, that's why. Yeah, I'm still in it. See, my stop loss is in profit. I'm a happy chappy. I'll leave it there. And it might get the TP. Sorry, don't like staring all the time. Get out of the way. Barney's still in. Good to hear. Edward's still in. Good to hear. These guys are seasoned traders. Although sometimes they find the bank balance doesn't always prove it, but still they've got some experience. So that's good to hear. There you are, you guys. Don't take your profit too damn close. Still in, Paul. Good stuff. I hate it when everyone's out after 20, 30 pip movement in their favor, and then it goes on, you could have made 150. You've got to ride those winners. Modify the stop to protect. The last thing you want to do, ride the winner, and then it suddenly comes back and you'll take a loss in it. Keep, modify, but don't get it too close. and ride it. I will keep repeating it till it's muscle memory for everyone. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 still in. That's good to hear. Where can you put the stop? Give it a bit of room to move. Might get the target. Make it 109.20. You'll make a decent money on that, and 40 pips is a decent gap. Put it a bit close if you must, but you can, but not close to 109.30. Okay. And keep your fingers crossed. CAD continues to strengthen. That's good because we're also an AUD CAD, which is bumping around and going nowhere at the moment. I want that to come off. AUD's bounced up again. AUD's having, oh, I think more than dollar. Dollar's weak a little bit. We'll see what happens. Okay, there's not much I can add on the trades. They are a bit slow. A lot of guys say, how long have been a trade? My answer always is, I don't know. Depends on market moves, but give it a chance. So be it. If it's doing okay, be in there for a week or two. If it's not doing okay, or it's just moving sideways, you might get a bit frustrated and take it, whatever. But you need to be patient. The problem is, again, always comes down to this, is the South African clients have got, well, our brokers anyway, our traders have got very, very small accounts. It's fear, lack of knowledge, I don't know what it is, but very small balances. As a result, if they go into trade, they've got no free margin left to go anything else. They're stuck with it. If you want to make money in this, you've got to invest. You've got to speculate to accumulate. You need a balance. You won't make money, or if you've got a few $100, even 1,000 really seems. You need a few grand to give yourself a chance, basically. It's like any investment. You go and buy a business for 3 or 4 grand. What business can you buy with that? And they seem to expect some sort of ridiculous return. Why would anyone work and buy a nice, costly business if you can make enormous amounts of money with peanuts in this business? Well, no, of course not. A little bit of common sense needs to come in. I know we all want, but still. Oh, Brent. You're joking. You bloody star. Well, sodding done, Mr. Retchipili, as it's pronounced. Well, bloody done. You're doing beautifully. Well done, mate. Okay. I think that it's jumping around like a cat and hot tin roof with this Israeli carry on. I reckon get up to 86. There you are. $86. If you get stopped out, at least made a profit. If it carries on, what a pleasure. So there you are. $86. 86 US. Well, bloody done. Okay, all good? Brett might get this AUD CAD going. Just it seems to be hesitant to drop below. I know what's propping that AUD up at the moment. I do know what's propping it up. It just doesn't seem to be able to break down. Got me flummoxed this. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Good, Chantel.
But Roger, the AUD in the last 15 minutes increase against all the other currencies. Something happened.
It looks like something's going on there, yeah. Something's going on there, yeah. It's not astronomical, and plus, in theory, it's supposed to be asleep now. What's the time over there? 9, 10 o'clock at night. Don't people trade at that time? Don't know what's going on there. I can guess, but guess is no good. Maybe something to do with China, I don't know. Haven't got a cooking clue. Just ridiculous, isn't it? Look at that. Well, I can't make exit or not. I'm sticking with a strategy. What is the strategy? I forgot. It's AUD USD. I tell you now. What have I just done there? Tap some button. That's better. Okay. AUD USD. Where is it? AUD CAD. Sorry. 87.47. I'm sticking with a strategy. I hope it'll come back off again. got my strand, leave it. If you want to exit, you can if you want. I don't know. Don't quite know what's keeping up. That's my frustration more than anything else. I don't mind it. Well, I particularly like it going against me. I like to know why. I'm not quite sure why. And it's still respecting this as far as I can see. Oh, hang on. Give me some jip now. I think the major reason is commentator's curse, Murphy's Law. I'm very confident this trade of coming off, and that's maybe say, sod you, Roger, I'm going to push it up. The god of God in the sky of the trading prices is saying, so I'm going to stuff Roger around because he's pretty convinced, you know. As soon as he gets convinced of something, we'll just give him a hard time. But that pile of rubbish, I don't know. It's just, I don't know, there's something going on. You're quite right. Yeah, so that happens. Yeah. Don't know. Okay. But is it AUD USD responding the same? Well, let's look at the other ones. AUD CHF. Yeah, something happened with the AUD, you're quite right. Look at that. Something's happened with the AUD. It can't be the dollar because it's AUD or the others, you know what I mean? Sorry, guys, can't help.
This is for me the most frustrating part about trading is all of a sudden if something like this happens.
It's incredibly frustrating. There's no ways around it. It's completely, utterly, totally frustrating. I mean, yeah, you take the wrong road, fine. That's why you're going to Limpopo instead of Durban. Okay, so what I do, turn the car around. Simple as that, not a problem. It's frustrating. You spend an hour's petrol going the wrong way, but at least you know what to do about it. And this sort of thing happens. Just don't know. It's like the exams in this thing that I had to take. If you get it wrong, they won't tell you why, where, or what. So you can research and get it right next time. They won't tell you. I mean, how could I don't know if I got that wrong or you failed the exam. Why they tell me where I failed so I can improve. So don't tell you, do the same thing again. That's one of those situations. It is without doubt the most. You totally agree on that one. Hang on, Madeira. Good point there. Sorry, wrong one. Euro dollar. Is it trying to break out? It's a bit of a resistance support there. Yeah. What's the dollar doing? Just give me a second. See, just check on my other screen what the dollar's doing. Click on it there. It's come off a little bit, but not astronomically. There's no big fundies coming out today to stuff the system, as far as I can remember. I tend to agree with you. Very straight. Bloody, they're my straight. Very irritating, eh? I think Farn's being slightly mild on the air there. But if he was muted, he'd probably use other more choice language. I think gold's just going up because the dollar's pulled back a bit. Maybe it's war problems. I don't know. Maybe it's something escalated in the Middle East. They're putting the shivers on them. That's why they've maybe turned to gold and weakened the dollar or something. I don't know. But anyway, we're talking the AUD just now. Yeah. It seems all good. Yeah.
Maybe
No,
it's because the Australians are out of the quarterfinals in rugby. That's why
That
they
might be it.
the rest of the systems.
That's right. They're probably because they have been knocked out the bloody quarters. Never happened before. Sorry, knocked out the World Cup before the quarters. Never happened before. Maybe they're spending more time taking out on their trading. That's probably the most valid reason. Anyway, going back on the serious note, Michael. No, gold's the resultant of what happens, not the other way around. Gold isn't created. Gold is a result of what is created. So the gold, it's what happens to the dollar or the yields or a bomb going off will affect gold, not the other way around. Okay. But yeah, I tend to still agree with this. 106, I think is a good entry to go in at. Yeah, we're just below that now. Yeah, I tend to agree on that. Let's have a look. How about that? It's a bit, but well, there you are. There's a good example if you like the trade. It's 160 for the minimum size trade, 160 per micro. Clearly, anybody below 2 grand can't do that, or they're overexposed. And there's too many guys, a few hundred, or maybe 12, 1100, 1,000, 1,400. Even then, when they get a trade idea, they can't take it. And if they did take it, they're overexposed, and then they got not enough money to go in for a second trade. So if one goes wrong, they're in a worse situation already in the first place by being underfunded, and they're missing out on the good one that might be the CAD JPY, for argument's sake. They can't spread the risk. They can't diversify. So if you like the trade, you've got to have 2 grand or above. And hopefully I'm encouraging people to understand the sums involved, not to try and make a living with no money. You will not be able to do it. It's horrible. I know it's unfair. If you haven't got it, you haven't got it. I hate to hear it, but it's one of those things. It underfunded probably causes more problems it solves. Never mind what you guys out there say, you can make all this for so little. That's pie in the sky. You've got to put in to get out. It's being realistic. But yeah, what do you think, guys? What do you think? Any comments on that? Bit iffy at the moment, with it jumping around like it is. I think it's a possibility. If you're nervous, please don't do it. Just we've had some funny movement the last 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour or whatever. Maybe just take a step back. There's plenty of downside, maybe a tighter stop if we want. Maybe if you're nervous about it, leave it. I need at least 4 people to encourage you to do it. What do you think? The 4 people that want to take it here or not? Well, if Gerard's afraid, that's good enough for me. We'll miss that. Okay. I want 4 confident, 5 confident, preferably people, including myself. And I'm okay with it. So confidence a little bit after the last half an hour. Okay, we'll move on. Just keep an eye and see how the other stuff moves. I'll save it, see what happens. To come back to it. Okay. So anything coming on this? Is there any pullback here? I don't know what's going on. It's really actually irritating me now. Yo. That's the trouble. They ask, why is that happening? Fortunately, I don't know. Just check the economic calendar. I think I'll become Australia this time of night anyway, over there. No, it's nothing special. I can see. Oh, shit. Here we go. Somebody lucky, sometimes not. Anyway, what a pity. If we're going along, they probably would have shot down. You just had a bad luck, Okay, right. Moving on. It's a CAD JPY. Not quite. Hopefully we'll continue. Maybe get to target. That'd be good. Anything else, guys, you want to look at? Any questions you want to ask? I take it you've all got the moving averages on, insert them on your charts and save them. Not even 1 star. Yeah, okay. Not really. I don't think so. What's the yen got to do with the Aussie? And then they're fast asleep anyway. What's the time in Japan? 7 o'clock. Maybe there'll be some guys there still. But yen, that's why the yen should affect these 2 guys. And DXY is not that promising either. Good point. But Look at it again. Yeah, it's not promising at the moment. It's coming off. Well, goodness knows why. Look at the yields. Coming off a bit, so in theory should be going up a bit. I suppose that's a bit irrational if it is. 15-minute, not really. Yeah, I suppose moving up a bit. Yeah, finally, the market is very strange at the moment. I personally think it's a lot of emotion running around. Remember, the biggest media source in the world is the tech-owned American media, and they're by far, far, far the biggest of the lot, and they do affect what we think. I mean, obviously, we get our misinformation from. I mean, our information from. And maybe they're making the right song and dance. It's creating a bit of a scatter in the markets.
Yeah, but also this morning, or during the course of the night, Israel government warned the people to get their bodies out of Gaza Strip. So it is busy intensifying. If you
Not
read
half it is.
between the lines.
Oh my God, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, they're mobilizing 300,000 people. Israelis are. Sorry, go on. Sorry, go on, Fanny.
And the other thing is that the Prime Minister of Britain told the BBC to stop referring to as a militant group. This is a full-time war, if they can't see it. So I'm worried about the BBC, as you mentioned on the news. It seems that they're a little bit way behind times.
Well, no, the BBC are woke. They're run by woke people. They're totally woke, and the woke principle is the Palestinian. You know what I'm saying? So they will automatically side on that side. BBC it's like watching CNN now. Rather give it a miss. Used to be the most respected in the world. Now it's, I think CNN's most disrespected. All pretty well. Most of the media now is totally disrespected. They've very, very irresponsible the way they've treated it. It's just pushing a narrative for political power reasons. And that's why so many people have lost faith. I don't watch the news that much. I try and keep an eye on what's going on important if I can find it. But the normal mainstream media, I hardly ever watch because it's a propaganda machine, basically. Yeah.
Agree with you, but people react on this propaganda.
Not half they
That's the
do.
worrying thing.
That's the worrying thing. Absolutely. It's amazing how people still buy the written word for the mainstream media. They still do it. They've been lied and cheated to for goodness how long, and they still buy it every time. It's worse. I mean, apparently about 50% of Americans or more get their news from Facebook. Supposed to be an advanced nation with supposed to be education, if not free, not five. You know, that's where they get their news. It's a worry, you know, because CNN is something to be believed in comparison to Facebook, which is there for a laugh. You know what I mean? But they actually get the information on those little sort of headlines in Facebook. It's unbelievable. But that's the worry. It's the fact that people are reacting to it. And that's why you're getting some of these ridiculous knee-jerk reactions, or shouting and screaming over there. But remember, I hear you, it's not nice as much as you like, and that's fair enough. You shouldn't be doing those sort of nasty little things, but I mean, well, big things. But it's not an oil-producing nation. I think there would be some rationale if it said there was big talk come out of adding sanctions on oil on Iran. Then I'd get it a bit more. But as far as I can see, I haven't come to that stage yet. But I know they're mobilizing. I know they're obviously bring their own guys out. They're shutting Gaza down, switching off the water, goodness knows what. I mean, they must know now, Israelis are not PC. They're not woke. They're quite fascist by Western standards, actually. And they've got the power. They've got the technology and the strength and the Mossads and the armies and that to go and, you know, do things, which they will. They're not going to hold back being politically correct on it. They will go in and do it, you know, and they won't wait for US permission. Often they've seen them say, we're going to do it in our own bat. Anyway, I don't know about AUD or the CAD. These two, I'm not sure. I'll answer questions being put down in a minute. Talk about that. I have absolutely no idea, to be honest. Let's go back to the dollar. Dollar's come off a bit. Maybe it's Israeli. I don't know why. It suddenly decided why the Aussie dollar suddenly decided to move up. I can't tell. So I'm going to stick with the strategy and keep my fingers crossed. It's a movement's going to change. Second. Okay, I just want to read what. Just a second. Just looked into it, and there's where I go. Above zero indicates proving conditions. Below indicates worsening conditions. There's a quarterly monthly version of the survey, although the monthly survey is more time. Large something. It could be that. Absolutely. Could be economy might be improving. I don't know. Anyway, US dollar CAD for a buy. A lot of it's short-term emotions, I think, more than anything else. Yeah. Oh, 15 minutes. Okay. Yeah. With the oil strengthening a bit, it could add a bit of fuel to the Canadian dollar. And even though the US dollar's come up, we see that pretty strong as well. I think there's a chance of a bounce here, and it's in the strong zone. I agree with you from that point of view. Just pity it's not a weaker currency, the Canadian, to be honest. There's a stronger, if a weaker currency, I'd say, hey, well done, you got a beaut here. And I'd say, Herod, you got a super one here. But purely on technically, yeah, clearly the support is there. It seems to be holding. And even though the dollar's weakened a bit, I think that's going to change. So, yeah, I do see the technical trade here as a buy. Just a little bit worried about the Canadian. It's reasonably strong. But otherwise, let's drill down a bit more. Let's look at the weekly. It's holding on the 10 weekly, as you can see. There's no confliction there. On the 4 hour, it's in the neutral. It's not in the sell zone, the 4 hour. Will this area hold? It's a good chance it held before that it will hold again. Technically speaking, it's actually a pretty good trade. I tend to agree, actually. If it was Canadian, I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's not just Canadians worrying me a bit. It's a bit of confidence when funny things happen. It's outside my control. I think you'll back me up on that, Farney. When it goes wrong, it's your fault. If you don't like it, it's not. You at least understand why. When things happen, you don't understand why. I start getting a little bit on the nervous side. And if it's happening because of some sort of emotional setup out there, which I can't control someone's emotions, that's, you know, I mean, talk you blue in the face. They won't listen if it's emotional, you know. That's why I'm a bit of a club, actually. That's my problem. I need a bit of assistance on here because clearly that's a bloody good technical trade, and I agree with you. I need a bit of assistance here. I need a bit of Rambo moral support on this one. I'm a little bit afraid of both of them as well. That's my point, Gerard. What about you guys feel? Anybody there roughy tougher than me? Any special forces traders out there who want to take this one on the technical side? If so, I'll put it up and maybe I'll be convinced to join you.
Sorry, Roger. No, I'm scared with regards to the current things that I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm with you on that myself. I need a bit of convincing on this for that reason as well. I'd rather miss out than jump in and now what's bloody going on. I'd rather miss out in 20 rounds and lose at 5 rounds. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think just take it easy at the moment. Never mind the fund is coming up. It's just a bit strange. And this bloody thing in Israel ain't helping matters. I know there's big, more important matters of people getting killed there than our trading, but still, we're not there, we're here. And it's when you get this kind of rationality, Farney, that's when I get bloody nervous. Yeah. Yeah, I think so, yeah. Wait till some rationality comes back in. Wait till the guys are sobered up. Don't try and convince them when they're drunk.
Yeah, I'd rather after the US markets open, take a double J Jameson instead of single one, then maybe there's more clarity for me.
That's a good point you made there, guys. But the only thing I'd say more the Glenfiddich, I suggest invest a bottle of Glenfiddich, drink half of it. You find trading is a lot easier then. Just press a button, it doesn't matter. There's only one problem. When it runs out, then it starts to matter the next day. But otherwise, that's a pretty good idea. But the Jameson, yeah, okay, fair enough. Good enough. That's probably, actually, joking apart, that might not be bad. Have a nice glass of Jameson instead of I'm getting smart ass. It's pronounced Jameson there. It's an Irish whiskey. I'm just getting smart ass there. Yeah, try that instead. Yeah. A lot more fun. And it still costs you because it's not free, the whiskey, but it's more fun.
I can at least drink more for the price of Jameson, as you mentioned. I thought the James remains a James, and a Joe is a Joe.
Just it's like enough. It's actually Enough, Enough. I mean, it's always ridiculous pronunciations, but apparently it's pronounced Jameson just to be cute. Like the thing is, the Irish with the E or without the E, and the whiskey, the Scots with the E or without the E, always get the wrong way around.
Excellent. It's always nice learning something from you.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much. I thought I was being smart ass there. I like to hear that. Yeah, but on the snobby side, yeah, but going to we shouldn't go Irish when we say Jameson. They'll think you're a cool South African, you know. I think probably the best thing, Gerard, probably put an idea to run with this funny market. What is it doing anyway with those two trades? No, it's getting worse. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't got much to add anyway, guys. Yeah, I think the whiskey at 3:30 American market's opening. It's not too early in the day. It's probably go along on that. Anything else before we wrap it up in this rather strange world of trading at the moment? Well, for today anyway.
No, thank you. I'm clocking off. Thanks all. Appreciate it. Thanks, Rog.
I think we got the idea of that one there finally. Cheers, mate. Go well. Hope Celine and Chantel don't going to blush on that. Anything else, guys, before we wrap it up? Thanks for the session. Yeah, we do our best, Michael, the session. We can't control the emotions of 100 million people trading or whatever it is. Okay, guys. Catch you next time then. I think on that note, just see if they work out. But best I can offer. And be a little bit careful any new trades before we get a bit of settling down. I like to see some sense. Good enough. Okay, guys. If it's your first time here, sorry, but occasionally you get a shaking head trading day. I hope you still learned stuff, but there are always going to be times when a lot of things don't make any sense. Probably find that in your life as well. Doesn't make any sense. Sometimes it is strange. There's probably a reason for it, but I haven't just found it yet. Okay, guys. Go well, and yeah, catch you tomorrow. Thanks for anyone joining. And see you when I can. Thank you for your support, by the way. Thanks for that, Nulu and company. Thanks for your support. That's like marriage, for better or for worse, eh? It's got to stick together. The Marines must